Artificial intelligence platform ChatGPT this week announced advanced improvements to its current chatbot model. The new model was launched in a live stream with live demonstrations of its functions. The upgraded model is faster and has real-time voice and visual interaction features, which is more conversational and has a larger knowledge base. To tell us more about these developments, let's now speak to MyBroadBand Editor, Vermeulen. Jan, good morning. Thank you so much for making time for us. Do we know what the voice sounds like, the voice that actually responds to your voice command? Is it not as, like the normal computerized voices that we sometimes hear with absolutely no emotion whatsoever, just words that are being thrown together?
Yeah, just even with the previous GPT model, they have an app for smartphones where you can literally have a conversation with the large language model or artificial intelligence or chatbot, as they've come to be known. And they're very natural. These voices have become very good, and you can see that play out in the other technologies that have developed, the music generation, large language models, and the video generation models, where they synthesize singing voices as well. So not just speaking voices, but singing voices too. And so yeah, these models have become really good at mimicking the human voice, to the point where they've made deep fakery quite easy as well, which is of concern, where they can mimic our president's voice, your voice, my voice. And there've been a few cases of this being abused in the United States already. So no, that technology is moving ahead swiftly, and GPT 4.0 builds on that. But its ability to look at visual input and interpret visual input and then give you output based on that. That's incredible. That's where the real advantage.
And tell us about that technology, the ability to natively understand text, image, video, as well as audio with ease.
Yeah, this is kind of the unification of a bunch of disparate systems that were disparate. They were kind of based on the same underlying technology, but they were separated, I suspect, because it was difficult to, it was easier to translate the input into something the machine could understand when you knew what that input was. So if you know, I'm feeding you audio, I'm feeding you video, I'm feeding you an image, I'm feeding you just regular text now, then it's easier to massage that into something the machine can understand. Now they're starting to unify these technologies, the input ingestion technologies, so that you can just give it. It's going to be soon where you can just give it whatever, and it'll be able to automatically switch between understanding, and responding to what you've given it. So it'll automatically go, oh, this is audio. I'll translate that into something I can understand, and automatically it needs to detect: is this a song? Is this a voice recording? Is it meeting minutes? And respond accordingly. So yeah, it's getting incredibly smart, and the stuff where you can show it a chart, for example, and it can start interpreting that chart, could potentially be very powerful down the line as well.
Sure, that's quite incredible. We've heard, for instance, people especially in asset management industry, speaking about what AI could mean for the industry, and also when it comes to buying and selling shares.
Yeah, potentially, I would be hesitant to trust these machines with investment making decisions at this stage. As far as I know, there's only one man who's ever been able to beat the market with an algorithm, in Wall Street. Nobody else has ever been able to do it. He was a genius who surrounded himself with geniuses. And so having, honestly, if an artificial intelligence like this, large language models are able to pick stocks with success, that would be game changing. And I don't predict huge success there.
Yeah. So speak to us about also the decision to change from chat.openai.com to chatgpt.com. What does that tell us? And I see that the tomsguide.com is saying that the significance for them around this, it means that the what's happening here is that ChatGPT is also now trying to take this model very, very seriously to move from a chat.openai.com to chatgpt.com.
Yeah, it's sort of, moving the product to its whole own separate brand and domain, versus the company that creates it, OpenAI in this case. And there could be a variety of reasons for that. It could be that, eventually ChatGPT is not just going to be an OpenAI thing, that there'll be multiple participants, multiple investors in that product. We'll see how that plays out. But it's part brand exercise and part statement of intent to say, this thing is actually like now a product on its own, and we're going to treat it as such. So we'll see where that leads.
Yeah, and also seeing that there's a staggered approach to launching some of the platforms and some of the features as well that ChatGPT has now been able to come up with. And also, what does this mean for South Africa? When do we get to enjoy some of these new features?
Yeah, so the great thing about how the world works nowadays is right now. So there's some stuff that's not available to the general public yet, but for the most part, if you pay OpenAI money for their premium account, you get access to a lot of these new features. So there's no geographic gatekeeping. I mean, obviously there's a price component to this. So $20 to an American is a lot less money than to us. But the fact is there's no geographic limitation. We can use this technology right now, and South African businesses can derive advantage from these products right now.
Yeah. Jan, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. MyBroadBand Editor, Jan Vermeulen, on some of the new innovations coming out of ChatGPT.